EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24th. Tennessee offense set to go to work for the first time, and at QB, the man signed to a big 4-year deal back in March. That's Ryan Tannehill.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Tannehill now to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the Titans,
a first down carry for Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Derrick Henry.
These two teams, of course, the Titans and Ravens, met in the postseason a year ago. And really, along with the Titans win the previous week in Foxborough, it was one of the shockers of the postseason. The Titans a 6th seed on the road. The Ravens, they were the top seed, riding a 12-game win streak and coming off the first-round bye. But that game was all Tennessee. They led 28-6 at one point, ultimately winning 28-12 and sending them on to the AFC title game in Kansas City. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 30 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
If you you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Titans take over first and 10 at their own 19.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January. Derrick Henry all alone. The 40, the 20. 10, touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 81 yards. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Second and 10.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Ravens have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard.
Here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. He's got Smith here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
And it's third down.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
With the score, Ravens 14, Titans 7.
Throwing is Jackson. That ball complete to Isabella. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
8-yard line.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
They'll run with Chubb. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They give it to Chubb out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Justin Tucker lining up for
touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Justin Tucker is a kickoff for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And the Ravens have got it.
Lamar Jackson sacked.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit and not go down and fumble the ball.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal. They'll give it to Chubb, and he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Chubb, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And he's able to put it through. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A gain of 3, second down.
By Demarius Randall. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. He gets it to Humphreys.
Tannehill's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
A gain of 4. And it's third down.
On third down, Henry. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move.
Taken down.
And they have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Tannehill on first down. Quick slant to Brown.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
I don't know what the heck he was doing.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Henry. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 18-yard line.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up fourth down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
5-yard attempt.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do give 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he's been effective, and they're winning, so it makes it a little easier to put a montage together.
It really does, doesn't it? Because we can see him throwing it really well. But how about everything else that's going on? Protection has been excellent.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, It's almost like a run and back.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half as the Ravens push further out in front. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that, man. One play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So that one will be accepted.
Kickoff for Baltimore.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A.J. Brown and the Titans getting the ball back here. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just one catch for him. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
On the play. And it's third down.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And that's caught by Smith. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Again, Tannehill. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing again is Tannehill. And that will be incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A big play there just before halftime. And even 60 yards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Handoff comes to Chubb.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Chubb, as the first half is winding down, and the Ravens continue to pour it on. And he knocks it through.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
A.J. Brown and the Titans getting the ball back here. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we... There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And this carries into the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, 26 yards. And the Ravens add on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Their own 24-yard.
Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the 3rd. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Tannehill. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
And he's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Montez Sweat giving him once again his third sack of the afternoon. So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Montez Sweat. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right. Rush comes, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown, Ravens.
There are plenty of ways for a special teams coach to get excited. And when you block a punt into the end zone and recover for a score, yeah, he's going to be jumping up and down a big way.
And as a punter, you know that clock is ticking. He just didn't get it off in time. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the very rare block punt scooped and returned for a touchdown. What an exciting play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Montez Sweat. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now it's Tannehill. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
62.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here. 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And all the way down to the A big play that time for the Ravens. 49 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 21st touchdown of the season. And this offense continues to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Justin
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Adam Humphrey is on the return. The Titans take over 1st and 10.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
13.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Tannehill. Got him in, it's Brown. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards.
Strip that ball. Tell me some money. I smell fear in that offense. I smell.
Here's Tannehill. And it's caught. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown.
Touchdown, Tennessee.
Derrick Henry. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Titans are able to get a score back. Stevie, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside.
Titans.
Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Thomas. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It's a gain of
maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Good for a Baltimore Raven.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now Chubb on 1st down, able to work his way forward for about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
12-yard line.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
Tackle made.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff works on him. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Tannehill getting this complete to Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And it's pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Montez Sweat in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. It's caught. Humphreys. And down inside the 15 he goes. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
1st down.
He completes it to Henry.
Today's final
big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully